I don't know if the dating pool is it as bad as everyone makes it seem? Or do we just have to really get ourselves together to be able to attract what we want? I kind of want to talk about that too.
I be with my them just my brothers. Yeah, I said I and I go, no, I didn't stutter. Ever since I was a shorty, motto guns and butter.
Today's gonna be an interesting video, so let me just jump right into explaining. Basically, I had some footage from grocery shopping. My boyfriend and I went to New Jersey earlier this weekend to go grocery shopping, and I was filming there, but my camera was dying really fast, which you'll see. So I am gonna insert that footage. I don't know if I'm gonna insert it here, but just in case I am, insert footage here. Oh, can't see me. Let's test out this new light. There we go. Even though it's daytime, you know, we're in New York City and it's winter. Hey everybody, it's Butter. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday. I'm about to go grocery shopping. Leaving the city for a little and going grocery shopping in Jersey. It's snowing outside. I'll take you guys along for the ride. I don't really know if this is going to be super interesting, but I know I like watching vlogs like this, and right now I'm just trying to be consistent. And I'll see you guys when we get to the car. Oh, let me stop. Baby boy, stay on my mind, fulfill my fantasy. Come on, girl, tell me how you feel. I think about you all the time. I see you in my dreams. You don't know the love is real. Baby boy, not a day goes by without my fantasy. Come on, girl, tell me what's the deal. I think about you all the time. I see you in my dreams. You don't know the love is real. Oh, my baby's my baby girl. Yes, no, hurt me so good, baby. Oh, I'm so wrapped up in your love. Let me go. Let me breathe. On our way to the grocery store, we made a quick stop to get a matcha. I do make matchas at home, but I didn't have all of my ingredients because we need to go grocery shopping. Basically, I get a grande ice matcha latte with vanilla sweet cold foam, 1 pump of vanilla syrup, and soy milk. Pretty good. And now my boyfriend's in the random pizza spot next door getting us a slice because we haven't eaten yet either. So we're just going to get 1 slice of pizza as a snack, and then we're going to hit Trader Joe's. We usually go to Trader Joe's first and then go to Whole Foods. The reason we like coming to the one in Jersey is because, gratefully, my boyfriend has a car, and it's just easier. He likes driving. I didn't start doing this until I met him, but he likes driving, and it's just easier coming to Jersey because there's a parking spot. When we go to the ones in the city, it's like really hard to find parking, and sometimes I have to go in by myself, and I kind of don't like going in by myself. We're gonna eat probably in the car in the parking lot right now, and then we'll hit the stores. So I'll update you guys. I've never vlogged inside. Correct me if I'm wrong if you've been here for a minute, but I really don't think I've ever vlogged inside of a grocery store like that. So we'll see. And Jersey, I'm not really too familiar with Jersey. I feel like in New York it's like would be no big deal, but Jersey, I don't know. The thing about when we first came to Jersey too, I was like, oh, can I pay like 10 cents for a bag because I ran out of bags. I got more than I expected to last time we came, and you have to buy a bag for $1 in Jersey. I was like, oh, like it's just like the little things is crazy because it's just right across the water. But I really enjoy coming out here to grocery shop. It is still snowing like crazy, like so crazy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm really enjoying vlogging, just catching up with whoever's on the other end, whoever's been loyally watching like my vlogs while I'm getting like 12 views. First off, I'm proud of my 12 views, but thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. I know a lot of you are like friends and family, but still, I really appreciate the support. So I'll see you guys in the next clip when we're pulling up to the grocery store. This could be what my vlog's about. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get this. I didn't even mean to start the video right now, but since it started, let's be authentico in this dentico. Alright, so what we're gonna do right now, we're outside of Trader Joe's. We're gonna make chili because I'm trying to not eat too much meat, maybe like once a week. So I've only been eating salmon. We're gonna make chili with no meat, just beans. And so I found this video earlier from someone online. And so my lover, he's right here. He's gonna tell me the ingredients from the video and I'm just gonna put them in my notes app. Okay, ready? Ground cumin. I don't know why. Ground cumin.
Hold on, this is too fast for me.
Look at this snow. I need to get better at thumbnails. Just charge my camera. I'm actually gonna charge my camera so I can take you guys inside with this. This is gonna take a while because my lover's struggling.
Got the link to the recipe.
She got the link to the recipe. Should I said why not, lover? Shout out to Caitlin Shoemaker. This is the video we're gonna follow. We're gonna make it our own though. We're probably not gonna use that chipotle chili you guys just saw. Chipotle pepper. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it our own and we're gonna make it tonight. I'm gonna charge up my camera in the car for a little bit and then I will take you guys inside Trader Joe's with us. Bell peppers. Usually I'm not the one to push the cart so we go much quicker, but I didn't think about that when I set you guys up this way. And I'm looking for bell peppers. And my lover's looking for stuff for the chili. He has that list on the phone. I don't think this camera's gonna last and I've only done this much of the list. One thing that I did want to share is my program manager at work. She has her doctorate in nutrition and I was asking her what she thinks about organic versus non-organic. And her advice was if you eat the skin, it's probably best to go organic, but if you don't eat the skin, then it probably doesn't matter that much. So I kind of try to follow that for the most part. I'll wait for that guy to come by. That he set me in straight. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. When the woman can't reach and the guy comes by and saves the day. Yeah, I need to fix it. I'm just gonna let it go until it dies. So I get some B-roll. Like background with some music. And get some cashews. Whole Foods, the battery's definitely not gonna last, so I'm gonna leave you guys in the car, but we're gonna cook the chili together later. So I'll see you guys later. But the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about, I want to start talking about things at the end of each vlog. So I think I'm gonna kind of launch that here. What I want to call it is like shoot the shiz, cause like it's kind of like shoot the, except it's shoot the shiz. So I feel like at the end of every vlog I want to do shoot the shiz. So I think I'm going to start that here. It's basically just going to be topics that I feel like I want to talk about that might resonate with people or that have resonated with me and crossed my mind, and see how you guys feel about it. So I think I'm actually going to launch that off here. So that's what we're going to jump into now. I'm going to get myself set up, getting my tea ready, just going to sit down, talk to you guys. I'm in my gym clothes because I'm going to go to the gym after this, but just wanted to come on and chat with you all. You're gonna see, if you see laundry and stuff in the background, or you hear the laundry machine, it's because I'm literally doing laundry. So if you see some on the floor or some on the bed that's not folded yet, I juiced today, so I have my juicer on the counter drying. I'm not even gonna call it exposing myself because we all know that I'm human. So like, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about the fact that people think it's crazy that my partner and I met in person in 2025, and how I feel like I was able to meet someone in the wild, just like preparing myself and things of that nature. It's really just to open a dialogue. I hope that no comparison comes from this. I think it's really just to like start a dialogue, because I'm like, I can't be the only one having these thoughts, or like if you also are trying to meet people or have met someone and you're not on dating apps. I just want to say that it's super possible. I don't know if the dating pool is it as bad as everyone makes it seem? Or do we just have to really get ourselves together to be able to attract what we want? I kind of want to talk about that too. But let me get my tea, and then I'll catch you guys on the couch so we can shoot the shiz. Ah, this is crazy. It's crazy when you've been wanting to do something for a minute and then you finally do it. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful that you all are here. Let me play with the light a little bit. Ooh, too bright. I have my drinks with me. I have my tea in my Powerpuff Girl cup, and I have my watermelon juice. All right. And I have my sticky note. I just wrote this down on a sticky note sometime last week. So I'm thinking of the title. You guys won't know the title by the time this video comes out. But on the top of this sticky note, I wrote, How I Met My Boyfriend in Person in 2025 with No Apps. So just a little bit of background. I wasn't on dating apps. I guess we're kind of jumping into the first topic actually, because I wrote it out by topics. Guys, sorry, the flow of this is going to be like we're chit-chatting, except I can't hear you. So talk to me in the comments, okay? So a little bit behind like this. Basically, I wasn't on dating apps. I talked, feel like a good amount about my 6-month journey that I went on, where I was just like kind of out of a relationship, a long-term relationship, and just decided to work on myself and focus on myself. And it was really through heartbreak, like I was in the trenches, but like through that I found God and really found myself again, because I really felt like I had lost myself. And I was also able to forgive myself, because you know, it doesn't feel good when you lose yourself and you kind of start blaming yourself. And then if you feel like, who was I in that relationship and how you were responding to things and what you put up with, it just doesn't feel good. So I feel like in that 6-month journey, I reconnected with myself again, but I really do feel like it was through God and forming a relationship with Him. Like, I feel like I still have some of the footage that I haven't even posted yet, and I don't know if I'll ever post it, but like, through those days, I really realized that God was the one next to me, getting me out of that bed to go work out, and just like making myself focus on me and not distracting myself with other things. I would say not distracting myself with dating. I did go back to school, but I think that was kind of divine timing, so I wouldn't consider it a distraction. You know, they say black women get heartbroken and go get a degree. And I think I don't think in this case that it was as a distraction, because I genuinely was sitting with myself and continued to sit with myself while I was in school and just worked on myself. Like, I had gained a bunch of weight because it was like COVID was in the mix of it. It was just like, and I lost myself. So it was just a lot. And I was also just learning and growing. So it was just a lot. So I really connected with myself. So I feel like that spiritual journey really led me to alignment, which I feel like sets the whole background of what we're going to get into today. So through that spiritual journey, I feel like I really began to become an empathetic person. Before, I feel like I admittedly would say like, oh yeah, I'm really not the most empathetic person because X, Y, and Z. But through that spiritual journey, I really began to gain a different insight into empathy, and I feel like even a touch of like wisdom surrounding empathy. because I feel like all of us are just, we're not all that different, and it's all just a matter of circumstance and decision making and support systems. But like at the core, we're not all that different, and that has allowed me to be more empathetic towards other people. And I also had to apply that empathy to myself, which I think allowed me to become a more empathetic person. Oh wait, I wanted my, oh, they went off. Let's go that way. So yeah, I feel like I became a more empathetic person. And I feel like when you gain empathy and when you really apply it in everyday life, I don't think it makes you, I feel like there's definitely journeys and like levels to it, but the way I developed empathy, I don't think it made me decrease my boundaries. I think it, at the same time, my boundaries were very much increasing, but what it did make me do was realize that people are just people. That doesn't mean I have to keep them in my life, or that doesn't mean that we're, you know, I'm gonna be stepped on and like make excuses for certain decisions and stuff like that. But I do feel like now I can understand more how, even if my life didn't go that way, how it could have, and that just makes me more empathetic, and I feel like I see people as people more. I hope I'm explaining that well, but I feel like that's very important, especially when you get into a relationship, because I was out the game for a minute. Like, I was really trying to just focus on myself. Like, I was really living a happy life single, and now, even now that I'm in a relationship, something I find that I enjoy doing is looking at, I have like a few pictures of my boyfriend when he was a baby, and I like looking at those, and I recently met his mom, and I'm just like, it almost helps you to humanize your partner and just be like, this is a person, so that if and when disappointments come, you could just be like, this is a person and I'm having empathy. But that doesn't mean that I'm not firm on my boundaries. I hope I'm communicating that well, because I feel like the two can be confused, but I do feel like it's important to be empathetic towards a person, even not even just people that you're dating or people that you love, but you can apply it to literally outside life and just like not take things personally and just be like, yeah, I've been there, I had a bad day, and taking it out on some people that I don't even know when I'm just in the, like, I've been imperfect more than once, and I continue to be that. So it's just like we're all just kind of doing our best sometimes, and I think having that in your mind when you go into dating is really helpful. So I guess this video is kind of going to be about if you want to, not if you want to, this is going to be my experience of how the skills that I built, I feel like allowed me to meet someone and attract someone in person, but it all came after I focused on myself. If you're rocking with me, you rock with me. I'm sorry if this is a bit confusing, but I'm gonna try to keep going and just see. Other things I began to develop while I was on my journey, and I'm still in that journey. It's crazy because I think I've said it in other videos, but I thought the journey ended after 6 months, but it's like this journey with God just continues, and it's really the most beautiful thing. And honestly, being new in a relationship right now, it's scary as well, I'm not gonna lie, but it really is also the most beautiful thing, and I'm glad that it doesn't end. And that, like, having that realization that the journey continues made me excited to be in a healthy relationship once I got in one, because it made me realize, like, oh, I get to learn myself in this healthy relationship, and like I get to tap into God more about when I'm feeling anxiety about the relationship, or when I'm feeling like, you know, just scared, because it really is scary when you haven't been in a relationship for a long time. So it's like the journey just continues, and it's beautiful. Like, I get to know myself in all these new ways being in this beautiful, healthy relationship. And obviously we're just boyfriend and girlfriend right now. We haven't been together for a long time, but I'm just going off of how I feel. And yeah, if it continues to be that, I'm so grateful. But regardless, I'm grateful because this is the journey, and I know that everything will be used for our good. Like, everything. If you really like tap in, like, everything, God is going to try to use, but God is going to use everything for our good. So it just makes me excited to be on this journey and this path, and to be witnessing this next step, whether it turns out into this being the final person that I'm with or not. Like, I'm just so grateful, you know. Other things that I began to develop. So we talked about empathy. Patience is one which I think is very, very important. I'm still working on that, but I think I'm more patient than I was now. By patience, I mean I'm not really too quick to push a person away as I was before. I would say discernment. I think discernment allows you to build your boundaries and know when you need to step away. Like, and when you step away from a person, I feel like the thing is that kind of makes dating toxic these days, is that everyone feels the need to like be understood and over explain themselves. And I'm not really into ghosting, obviously, unless it's like an abusive type of situation or whatever. But I do feel like sometimes in conversations, or sometimes when you're with people, there doesn't need to be this crazy blowout, like, oh, they're this crazy bad person and so it doesn't work. Like, they could be a good person, but if they're just not your person, then they're just not your person. I feel like it's okay. Like, I feel like discerning that is really important, and just understanding like it's okay, not everyone's going to be your person. That doesn't mean anyone had to be horribly wrong or anything. Like, it's okay to just walk away. And I would say confidence. My confidence definitely grew, and I think that's important before you decide to start dating, to kind of want yourself before, because I feel like when you want yourself, you don't just put up with anything, because I know that good is going to come to me. And I feel like that came a lot through like getting up every day, doing what I had intended, but also being flexible with the plan, but doing what I had intended and just focusing on myself, like, and really beginning to love myself, like really love myself, to the point where like I love myself. Like, I'm to a point where I was like, even when I was single, I would look at myself and be like, man, like whoever gets this is woo. Because like, man, I wish I could experience it from the other perspective, because I'm feeling myself that much. Like, I feel like that is the type of confidence you have to like exude, but you really have to believe it, and it comes from doing the inner work. And then I feel like another thing that I began to develop was beginning to understand God's voice, because it kind of led me to understand when I should walk away, when I need to sit and wait for God to speak, when I wasn't really sure. Because I always wasn't sure, like right when I met my boyfriend, that we were going to be together. It's actually so funny. I'll jump into it. I thought he probably wasn't my person, honestly. But I think that's when patience and everything came into play. I'm reading these notes. So next one is how each played a role with my partner and I meeting, and allowed me to see things I love about him now. So why I thought me and my partner weren't going to work, and how each of those character traits that I began to develop and am still developing in my journey really helped me out to not pass up on a good godly man, okay? Because our first date, I don't play. Like, there's certain things, like, you can go have a good time. Oh, I'm so thirsty. We can go, like, experience things together and have a good time. Like, the first date, we went axe throwing, and it was really fun. But, like, there's certain things, like, if you're not doing it and you're not willing to budge, doesn't mean you're a bad person, doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means we're looking for different things, and that's fine. We don't have to agree, like, on every single thing. Our differences make us beautiful. I feel like that's why there's this women versus men beef. Like, my boyfriend too also taught me that men really do think differently, but that's a topic for another conversation. And I think there's power in being different in that way. But our first date, he picks me up, I go to the car, he starts walking to his side of the door, doesn't even go to my door. I stood there, I said, oh, you're not gonna get my door? And I feel like you don't have to be rude about it, because like, I was astounded. But I feel like, you know, I wonder from his perspective if he felt like I was rude, but I don't feel like I was rude about it. But I was just like appalled. And then throughout that whole first date, he forgot to get my door, like, And I'm not saying put up with just anything, but I'm gonna get into that. And then like there was just other things that kind of like threw me off. It was like, I don't get treated this way. Like, so I don't know what's gonna come from it. We're still gonna go have a good time doing this axe throwing, but like I don't get treated this way. And I communicated that to him. And the way I communicate, I don't really put up the first date front. I feel like, yeah, we're still getting to know each other, so I'm not laying all my everything you're gonna know about me on the table at once. But like, I was like, oh, when's the last time you've been on a date? Because like, you don't get people's doors. And that sparked the conversation of like getting the door. And I just kind of like set that standard. But to me, it was kind of like, this probably isn't my person. But I was in my era of like, I'm ready to put myself out there and just see what happens, and I'm ready to like practice my dating skills and get to know people and just like not close myself off to that if it comes my way anymore. So that was the first date. He brought me back home. That was that. The second date comes. What was the second date? Okay, well, he really didn't like plan. Oh, and okay, there's so much. I'm not even gonna suppose it all. He really didn't plan it. He just was seeing if I was available because I told him that there were some things I wanted to experience. So that day he was like, oh, are you free to do this? Which usually I'm like, but I feel like I was in such a phase of like, I'm just going to experience new things and allow myself to be without so many rules. Because sometimes I'll confine myself to all these rules and whatnot, that I was just open to it. And here's how, like, going into it with like empathy, patience, allowed me to see the things that I love about my partner now. So the door thing, he corrected it on the second time that we went out together, and I really appreciated that. And one of the things I love most about him now is that he really hears me and he'll take it to account and fix it. And I feel like that's an important trait to know in a partner. And I feel like I wouldn't have really known that if I didn't give him the opportunity to. Like, I feel like conversation is important, and then after that you can see if they're willing to make the change or not. And then that kind of tells you what you want. Obviously on some things, if it's like a mindset thing, then that's a bit different. But that really like showed me like, oh, like that's a good quality that I would want in my husband. Like if I say something that I like or don't like, I would want that to be heard and implemented. So that's like the things that I'm talking about. But that I wouldn't have been able to recognize that if I didn't have like patience, empathy, if I wasn't really willing to communicate. And it's just crazy now, like it's just crazy now how good life can get. And I guess like one of the takeaways that I'm trying to say is like when you, the way we met was like, we work in the same, not even for the same company, but we work in the same place, and we ran into each other there. But so we met in person is what I'm trying to say. That's all that really matters. But I feel like working on myself and being confident, like I feel like when you do that, you naturally exude like that out to the world, and you also give other people around you that are in close proximity to you the courage to be confident in themselves as well. So I feel like that allowed me to attract a man like my boyfriend. But I also do think the woman that I am now allows me to be a woman that can communicate properly with him to help him to develop into the man that he should become before he is a husband, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. I'm going around in circles. I hope you guys get it. I'm still gonna post this. And then, so to summarize, I wrote this down, I'll just read it. I said, working on yourself allows you to attract and discern and communicate what you deserve while also showing others empathy along the way. So to summarize, that's what I would say this whole video is about. I'm just sharing part of my story. I also do really want to emphasize that boundaries were very important along this journey. And communicating those boundaries. I feel like people have to understand it's okay to communicate that doesn't mean that you're communicating to get the other person to see your side. I think when you just communicate, it actually allows you to see if they're willing to see your side, if there is some common ground, or if there's not. And all of that is okay. I feel like that's what we have to understand. So if you're not into the dating apps, or if you are, it really just depends on you. But I do feel like it is possible to still meet good people, like, without the dating apps and on the dating apps. I think probably this can be applied to both. I'm just speaking on my situation and what I feel like helped me to meet my partner. And I'm so grateful that, you know, God brought us together. It's living worlds away. Like, I'm from California, he's from New York. I'm so grateful. And yeah, I'm just grateful for the journey. Like, obviously I said it's my boyfriend, not my husband. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm just grateful for the journey, and I'm grateful that I'm able to get to know myself in this new realm of being a partner to someone and being a healthy partner to someone, and also practicing the boundaries with myself of, like, making sure that I remain a healthy partner. Obviously I'm not perfect, but like, just making sure that I remain a healthy partner in the way that I communicate, and also in humanizing my partner and realizing that this is someone's son. Like, he, outside of me, he means something to people, and him meaning something to God alone, like, this is a human, like, I want to treat him as that. And then just getting to know someone and how much good it can bring out of you, but also just, even if it doesn't turn into a long-term relationship, how important communication and community can be to your growth and development, I would say. So I'll put the summary on the screen again right here. Most of these shoot the shiz won't be that long because they'll be coming after longer vlogs, but I know the vlog that I tried to capture of us being in Jersey was much shorter, so kind of just combine the two, but most of them probably won't be this long. But just want to create a dialogue, and also just want to, like, get to know my community here online, want you guys to get to know me. I hope that I'll be able to communicate myself better the more that I film consistently. And I hope that you guys will stick around, and also feel free to, like, share your journeys if anything resonated with you. I think we can, if anything didn't resonate with you and you disagree, I think we can also communicate that in a respectful way, which was, like, one of the things here. Like, I would just love to hear what you think. But other than that, I hope you all are having a great day. I hope you get to pour into yourself today. And I hope that I will see you in the next one. Thank you for shooting the shiz with me for the first time. I'll see you guys later.
Butter.